Alrighty, YouTube, this is DIY Dad Cody, back with the CK530 rebuild. This is about the third or fourth day I've been working on this. Got a little bit of progress made. I did take all the loader is now off. The sides were a little difficult, especially for one person. They're pretty heavy. I highly recommend if you have help, please get help. They're very heavy. Easy enough to get hurt. I used some blocking and kind of blocked up back where it sits by the foot plate and up front, and then just took each end down one at a time and then swung it out. Have them set aside at this point. You can see they got quite a bit of grease and buildup on them. In the process now of, I'm going to remove the front part here. Took the hydraulic pump off yesterday, late last night. I did end up breaking, again, I've been using pipe wrenches. I ordered a 3/4 drive socket set, but I haven't received that yet, so I've been using pipe wrenches on the bigger stuff. I did use a 4-inch pipe wrench and actually snapped down one of these bolts, so I ended up using a 3-foot or 2.5-foot pipe wrench with a 4-foot pipe, as you can see leaning up there. Some of them were on there very tight. I don't think they've ever been removed. I did get the underside supports for the backhoe set up on stands. I'm going to have to put a little build up of some weld in some of these. There's some extra stuff on here I'm going to cut off. It looks like this was welded at some point, so I'm going to clean this up a little bit. Get these all cleaned up, and I think I'm just going to start painting some of these extra parts, if you will, like the looser stuff. I got some braces. I think I'm going to clean up the hood and paint the hood, and then I can get all those set aside. Maybe even another barn until I get everything else done. Going to remove the seat, as I said the other day, and I'm going to get a new seat to put on there, one that I can swivel back and forth. So with that, I'm going to raise the foot. I'm hopefully going to raise the foot plates up along with the brakes and the clutch, so that they're higher. Because when you do sit on the seat, you're elevated up above the tires. I kind of want everything to be at that level, so you just flip a switch and rotate the seat around and away you go. Hoping to do that. I was hoping to maybe retrofit a PTO onto this, and then maybe look at maybe some hydraulic arms so that I could use this as a regular farm tractor as well. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think that just would be too much. I'd have to probably buy everything. Might have to get a whole new rear end, one from a tractor. I have no idea. So I don't think I'm going to do that at this point. I think I'm just going to clean it up, paint it up, get this running good, and just use it as a backhoe. And then maybe down the road look at another tractor. So that's my only update for today. I'm going to work a little more on this tonight. Like I said, I'm going to take off the front grill part, maybe remove the radiator, get that cleaned up, and then start looking at the top end of the motor, maybe get that tore down, or have my buddy come and take a look at it before I get too far into that. I do have some lines still on the hydraulic system to take off. You can see them hanging there, sticking out. So I want to get everything from the hydraulic system off. I am going to replace some of the major hoses that are in there, prying them off with a screwdriver. A lot of them are really dry rotted and in bad shape. So I want to get those fixed. I'm also going to look at the power steering. Power steering lines look like they're about ready to burst. They're actually seeping through with oil. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of replace those. Hopefully I don't have to buy a whole new hose. I'm hoping maybe I can just either cover them with another hose and clamp it so that it keeps everything in there, or just replace the hose part, but it looks like they're crimped on fittings, so that stuff tends to add up pretty quick. I did not get rebuild kits for the cylinders and the steering wheel, or on the steering system. I might do that looking at these. They do look like they've been leaking, and it does look like these shafts may have been snapped at one point. It looks a little rough right there. I'm going to get that cleaned up, figure out what we're dealing with. Making some good progress. I think for working on this a week, I got pretty far. I don't think I'm going to take the tires off anything. I think this is probably as tore down as I'm going to get, other than the engine itself and then some of the auxiliary lines. I think I'm just going to work with what I got here. I'm going to go over everything, check all the bushings, check all the bearings, make sure they're in good standing, do a check on all the bolts through the axles, Just make sure everything's snug and tight and in good shape. Everything's broke, I'll replace it. I am going to replace these bolts that are on the back end that hold the top part of the backhoe in place. They are pretty shot. I tried with my 30-inch pipe wrench and the 4-foot breaker bar, and I could not get them to budge. So I'm probably just going to end up cutting them off. Either going to replace them with a bolt or maybe get a piece of bar stock, weld in there, taper it in the end, and then drill it. Put like a pin on there for like a farm implement, because I do like the idea of maybe taking the backhoe off when I'm not using it, just to get rid of some of the weight. And, you know, the backhoe swinging around in the back is not always great, especially when you're doing a lot of moving, if I'm moving stuff with a bucket. So we'll see. Again, this is going to be used as a backhoe. I'm not going to try to do any tractor stuff with it other than moving dirt. So, you know, I have lots of dreams, but who knows? On a side note, if you have kids, I found my kids absolutely love to wire brush dirt and grease off of things. So I had all four of them out here with my wife and our little one. She was out here watching and supervising. The kids were going to town, cleaning up the tires. They look pretty freaking good. This one here, the dirt side's up, but this one is pretty much spotless, as was this one. So who knew? Can't get them to clean the room, can't get them to sweep the floor, but they'll run a wire brush on a dirty, muddy tire for several hours. So that was an epiphany for parenting. So Dad win on that one. I guess more to come on this. I've had my kids out here, but you know, this is not a kid video. I'm probably going to be, when I especially get into the engine itself, I'll probably be swearing a lot. So I would not recommend watching this with your kids. This is just meant for you to get ideas, and I am not an expert. I will say that every time. I am not an expert. I am not an expert. I am getting into this. I have a service manual. If I can't figure it out, I'm probably going to be stuck and have to call somebody. So I guess follow my lead at your own peril. Just hopefully learn from any mistakes I make, and maybe you'll see some things that I'm doing and you can comment and say you're an idiot. I'm totally fine with that. It's about learning and having fun. So I'm having fun and hope to learn a lot with this. So I guess that's it for today. I'll post another video tomorrow on the progress I made. Maybe take some videos of me taking the front end off. Unfortunately, I don't have a way to videotape without holding my phone. So maybe I upgrade at some point if I get some followers or people watching. We'll go from there. Have a great day.